all love Banhmi, a texture masterpiece baguette filled with a perfect mixture of pate, chicken, vegetable, and mango sauce. It's an affordable meal for busy urban people and certainly is a healthier alternative for fast food. Thereby, Banhmi 362, a modern and professional store chain, dream to take their food to the world. Specifically, we choose among South Korea, Singapore, and the United Kingdom, looking at their comparative landscape, target market, and the macro environment. So let's begin. The bread and roll market consists of industrial bread, in-store bakery, and artisanal bread. We're only looking at artisanal producer as our direct competitor because it's made by hand using traditional method. According to MarketLine, the Singaporean bread market is relatively concentrated. The top 4 leading companies accounted for 2/3 of market share in 2014, while for artisanal producer, only a tiny 2%. For chain food services, brand share of Subway 3% and Toastbox 8.9%, not to mention countless of independent Banhmi restaurants such as Sandwich Saigon. Despite strong competition from established players, this market is still potential for small-scale and niche products. Meanwhile, in the UK, Craig, Pret a Manger, and Subway are dominating the market with 24.4% of the market share. Fast food restaurants such as McDonald's, KFC, and Burger King accounted for a quarter of the market share as indirect competitor. This makes service food chains, including sandwich, extremely concentrated, making it hard to enter as new player. Coming to South Korea, the market value of bread industry reached $1.2 billion, where artisanal category only around 5.7%. Chain's food service is rising to occupy the market with 40% as well. It is also more potential to grow in chain food service than in independent store due to resource and marketing capacity. Some leading chains are Parrot Crescent and Tula Juice. Therefore, Banhmi 362 has great potential since market share is currently accredited to small-scale store. We target millennials, including young professional, business employee, and student who have a busy lifestyle and live in urban area. They're health-conscious people who are looking for an affordable, fast, fresh alternative to fast food. And we're here to offer them just that. In Singapore, there's 5.6 million people, with the average GDP per capita around 25,000 Singapore dollars. Due to the national geography, all people live in urban areas and they are under the target group of Banhmi 362. Another interesting fact is that the Singaporean cost of living is one of the highest in the world, so it's really suitable for Banhmi to grow as an affordable and hygienic replacement for fast food. The population of UK is 65.8 million, with high percentage living in metropolitan counties. They all enjoy thriving and dynamic lifestyle. Yet, when it comes to choosing the most potential segment, Banhmi 362 should focus on British young adult, from 15 to 34 years old, due to the higher liking toward convenient goods and services than other groups. Although there's income inequality within the country, UK still seems like a potential place for Banhmi 362 due to people eating habit changing to healthy and organic food. Meanwhile, in South Korea, the total population reached 51 million. Consumers within target group are among 15 to 49 years old, as 39.7% of total populations, and mostly live in urban area and big city like Seoul, Busan, or Incheon. According to Euromonitor, in 2018, the population in urban city is 82.7%, around 42 million in 2017. This creates great customer demand to serve, since Banhmi 362 serves as an affordable meal. Customers at all income segments are targeted. Singapore is a leading country in Asia-Pacific regions, with financial services and exporting as backbone activity. Besides, Singapore economy offers a healthy business ecosystem with a real GDP growth of 3.1% in 2018 and inflation rate only at 1%. The government also strives to make Singapore an ideal destination for entrepreneurs with 400 tax reduction and well-being training programs. They also create new procedures as simplified steps and fewer financial requirements. However, technology-based startups are more preferred. Also, the cost of hiring labor and rental are discouraging business to enter Singapore. The UK has the slightest GDP growth rate among three countries, as only 1.7% in 2017. Brexit is the main reason that slowed down the growth of fixed investment. The financial, food, and retail services are the most hard hit by Brexit. Although UK is still in recovery from this crisis, it is the most entrepreneurial country in the Europe and had a shift to a sustainable ecosystem, specifically with more than 600,000 startups in 2015. Considering the economy of South Korea, the annual growth rate of GDP is 2.8% and the inflation rate is at 1.9 in 2017. Among all, service sector make up 58.5% of GDP with wide protections. Big conglomerates such as Samsung or Kia are big players in the economy. However, Korea is shifting toward an entrepreneurial economy with more opportunity for startups and less tax burden on them. They also provide visa for high-skilled entrepreneurs to stay and start up. Besides, the country offers high-speed internet connection to every household, which create a great platform for Banhmi 362 to communicate with their target market. So after looking at the whole picture, we choose South Korea as our destination for some following reasons. Firstly, the government is the most supportive of entrepreneur activities. They're trying to push innovation and they're trying to fight against the power of dominating big conglomerate. The second reason is because it's more cost efficient to do business in South Korea, considering the fact that the UK is too far from us, so the cost of importing the ingredient from Vietnam will be very high. And in Singapore, the rental and labor cost is very discouraging for entrepreneurs. Another factor to choose South Korea over Singapore is that Singapore has a pretty compact geography, so it will create less opportunity to grow compared to South Korea. And we're not choosing the UK right now because they have a very maturing economy and also they have a lot of issue after the Brexit. So for the entry mode, we decided to go with the wholly owned subsidiary because we can ensure our operational and strategic control that we exercise over our subsidiary. Secondly, it's easier for us to establish common operating process because we can send our executive from Vietnam to South Korea to manage the business. And the third reason is that we can use the marketing strategy that is already in place in Vietnam to maintain the brand reputations. However, there's some drawback that we have to consider, and the first drawback is that it's very costly to establish a new chain restaurant in South Korea. We have to buy our own access, and we have less knowledge on the local market, and it also take us more time to establish relationship with supplier and customer. However, we decided to choose this one because we focus more on our objective, which is to build a strong and modern brand of Banhmi, like a chain restaurant in South Korea. So for the business model, we're gonna discuss three main things. The first is the value propositions. The second thing is the channel we're using in South Korea. And the third is how we manage the customer relationship. So what are we selling? As mentioned above, we wanted to offer a fresh, affordable, and hygienic products for young millennials. It's also attached to the Vietnamese culture, but unlike many small independent banh mi restaurants, we wanted to spread it places. So our products had convenient locations. We will offer at university and food courts in commercial building and retail store near public park. We have fast and efficient services. We have consistent quality where our ingredient and recipe are standardized across subsidiary. We have distinct products with especially the banh mi 362 with our special sauce. We have a broad range of banh mi choices. We have 12 fillings from spicy, sour to salty that fit multiple preferences. For the channel, We'll be delivering our service at convenient locations for our target market, specifically at the busy places in Seoul. But we're not going to focus on retail streets like at Myeongdong and Gangnam because they focus more on tourist and shopper and they're relatively more expensive. Instead, we'll focus on public park, university, metro entrance, and Yeouido business district because it's had more student and white-collar workers. So for the customer relationship management, we'll focus on four main things: communications and connection, feedback, and appreciations. So for communication, we'll be using the KakaoTalk app service, which is the most popular app in South Korea as of now. Over 93% of South Korean smartphone owners use this app. So we'll use this app with the SNS functions to send an update and promotion to keep our customer. Moreover, we'll be using the environmental friendly packaging to promote our brand as an organic and healthy food provider. We also include ingredient and nutrition facts on our packagings so that customers know what they're eating. Additionally, we seeking for constant feedback to improve our service, as we will offer a featuring to show our appreciation to their customer who fill in a feedback form in store or online.